and welcome, South Carolina Realtors. Today we are going to take a look at the new zipForm Plus. This is an option that's now available inside of your zipForm account, so inside of your forms and contract software. And this will allow you to work more efficiently and effectively in your transactions. The new zipForm Plus has a number of different benefits. The new features allow you to work more quickly and efficiently inside your files. We're going to be taking a look at those new features today, and we're going to walk through the basics of starting a new transaction. The best part about these new features is not only do you get this wonderful new look and feel for zipForm with personalized transactions, so you have the photo of the property and the opportunity to send out personalized emails from the file whenever you send out forms from the file. But you also have all of the same tools and functions that you have in zipForm 6. Only now we've made some improvements to them, like the real-time search. So you can start typing when you're searching for something, and as you're typing, zipForm Plus will find your files or find the forms you're looking for. We've got a lot of great new features and a wonderful new look and feel, and you can try this out at any time. To try out the new zipForm Plus, all you're going to do is visit your South Carolina Realtors website, screaltors.org. On screaltors.org, you can click Access Now under zipForm and Standard Contracts. And that will get you to your zipForm account. You may need to sign in if you're not already signed in. And it will let you try the new zipForm Plus from your zipForm account at any time. Now, this means that when you first open up zipForm, you're going to be prompted to go directly to the new zipForm Plus, or if you click Not Now, that's just going to take you to your regular zipForm screen. And if you don't want to see this every time you log in, you can always check the box, Don't show this to me again. If you click Not Now, that's just going to bring you to your regular zipForm view. So you're just going to see your zipForm transaction list and the ability to open up any file. So you can always get to your zipForm 6 view, the one you're familiar with. But when you're ready, you're going to want to click Try zipForm Plus Beta. That little blue button in the upper corner is going to let you try out all of these great new features and functions that we're going to talk about today. So click Try zipForm Plus. You can do that at any point in time, and that's going to open up first a quick system check to make sure that you have everything that's required to go ahead and open the new zipForm Plus. Now, in most cases, you're going to be just fine. You're going to have green check marks all the way across. This system check runs once, and as long as you are using the same computer or the same browser, you're not going to see it again. The system check is checking your operating system, your internet browser, and your screen resolution. And if it's all green, you're ready to continue. Just click the Continue button, and you're good to go. If you see a yellow exclamation point, you can still continue, but that just means that there's something that zipForm suggests that you change for a better experience in zipForm Plus. And it's very rare, but if you do see a red stop sign, that means that you will need to change something in order to access zipForm Plus. Something on your system is not compatible. Now, I like to mention that because there is one situation where you might see that on your computers today. If you are running Windows XP, zipForm Plus works wonderfully on Windows XP, but you will be required to use Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox in order to open up zipForm Plus. That's because Windows no longer supports Internet Explorer for Windows XP. And since it's no longer supported, you're vulnerable there. And we want to make sure that your transactions, your files and forms are safe and secure. So that's the big requirement that you might need to pay attention to if you are a Windows XP user. If you're a Mac user, no worries. It works on Mac OS X 10.6 and above. It also works on all Internet browsers, but they do have to be the latest updated version. So Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Safari, Google Chrome, and by the way, for those of you with Chromebooks, yes, zipForm Plus works on the new Chromebooks applications as well. Now, we can go ahead and we can access zipForm at our convenience. When we're accessing zipForm and zipForm Plus, that system check is going to run, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the new zipForm Plus. So let's take a look. I'm going to open up the new zipForm Plus right from zipForm 6. So sign in for your forms and contracts and click the Try zipForm Plus Beta button. When you do that, that opens up the new zipForm Plus, and it takes you right to your home page. That's your transactions page where you will see your files so that you can start a new file and start working inside of your forms or contracts. So this is my home screen. You can see there are a number of files here, and when you first sign in, you're probably going to see a number of files as well. All of your zipForm files are going to be here, where you can open them and access them smoothly and quickly. The same files that you use in zipForm Plus are going to be in zipForm 6 and vice versa. And any changes that you make here in zipForm Plus will carry over into your files in zipForm. Now, here on our file list, you'll notice there are a few differences. We have this tile view of the files, so you can quickly see a property image if there's one available. And we have a streamlined look at the top, a menu with different icon buttons. We'll talk about what those mean. And the ability to search for your contracts or files quickly using this real-time search. As you start typing, zipForm is going to narrow down your results. So the more you type, the more narrow your results get, so you can easily and quickly find the file you were looking for. Now this is a partial search. So for instance, I typed in road, and many addresses with road come up, but there's a little secret over here. We also get Broadway, because R-O-A-D is right there in the middle of Broadway. So it's a smart search, it's a partial search, and it's going to search not just the file name, but also the client's name and the property address. So you can quickly find any file just by starting to type out that file name. Now, if you're looking at your files and you'd prefer a more traditional view, a grid view, you can actually click to change your point of view. So you can switch over to that list view if you prefer viewing the list with the seller, buyer, property address, and additional details immediately visible. And if you switch to list view, zipForm Plus is going to remember that until you come in and make changes. So we've got a lot of flexibility here inside the new zipForm Plus. It's very easy to go ahead and find a file and it's easy to open a file. Just click on the file name, and that opens the file and lets you start working inside the forms. Each file will take you immediately into a list of the forms that you're working on. And you can click any form to open that form and begin updating information. So it's easy to get into the files that we already have. But it's also easy to start a new file. So I'm going to go back to that transactions page, that home page. And now that we've gone over some of the different points of view that we can have, and we've taken a look inside of a file itself, let's go through the steps to starting a new transaction. So the new zipForm Plus has a new look and feel and has a lot of options to help you personalize your experience filling out your forms and contracts. But it also has all of the same tools and features that you've come to love inside of zipForm. We can start with the ability to jump straight to the forms page. If you just need to grab a form on the go, the first button on your Quick Tools is the Forms button. That little form takes you right over to the Forms workspace, and you'll see a tab with all forms that you can click on to open and begin filling out those forms. On the right-hand side, the All Forms menu has your libraries of forms, your sets of blank forms. One click opens that form, and it actually adds it to the file. So even though I'm grabbing these forms on the go, on the left-hand side is a tab with My Forms, so I can switch between them and manage them inside of this file. Now right now this is an untitled file, so I can go ahead and save it to enter in a file name, add a picture, and even apply a template. So jumping over to the forms lets you quickly get started filling out your forms, but you can still have the benefit of saving this file for future use. Now, if you'd like to save the file first and then add forms, that's also possible. You can click the New Transaction button. So let's go back to that transactions page, disregard those changes I made, and let's start a new file. When you click Create New, you're able to label this file right from the get-go. And I like to do that because, let's face it, I never know what's going to come up next. I never know who's going to call me on the phone or when I'm going to have to step out the door. So I like to save things so that I can find them again later on and pick up where I left off. So let's go ahead and name this file first. I like to use the property address. You can use anything that you might search for later on. Remember, we've got that active search that's going to pull up your files as you start typing information. So I'm going to enter not just the file property address, but also an MLS number, because I might search by the MLS number later on. So anything that can help you find this file, that can be included here in the label, in the name, and even the transaction and property type, because we can sort and search by transaction or property type. And then make sure you've got the right office address selected if you have more than one office that you belong to. And grab a template. A template is a saved packet of forms. And you might already have templates from your zipForm 6 transactions. These templates can even have documents like scanned files or Word documents, and they can have folders to keep you organized. We're going to see that in just a few moments. First, let's go ahead and let's throw a photo up there so I can more easily find this file later on. And then let's click Save to save our changes. So I'm going to find this photo on my computer. But if you have MLS Connect to import information from a listing from your MLS, then you'll also be able to pull that photo from a participating MLS. Click Save to save your changes. And what this does is it adds that new file. You can see it was already added, and it adds the forms from my template that I used, as well as this document that I had added for that template. And it lets me start working in my file. So the first screen you see is this transaction file, and the new zipForm Plus file is made to work with you and stay with you as you move through this transaction. This new zipForm Plus file has the forms, but it also has documents. We can add forms using this All Forms tab. So just click on a form to add it, just like we did earlier. So I'll click on that lead-based paint disclosure from my sample library. But it also has the ability to add folders and documents. To add a document, just click the Add Document button. That lets you add in something that you'd saved on your computer. Just click Browse to look for this document, select the document, and click Open. And you can change the name if you need to. Then click OK. So you can add in documents to your file, and they'll be available for you right alongside your forms. To keep yourself organized, you can also add folders. Click Add Folder, enter a name, and then you're actually able to drag and drop files into that folder. So you can drag and drop files and even forms to save them inside of your folder and keep yourself organized inside this file. So you can go back and forth between the folders as needed. And the really neat thing, for those of you who are using paperless signatures, if you are using ZipLogix Digital Ink, or on your iPad or other tablet, you're using the touch sign option, those final signed documents will automatically be added back in your transaction as PDF documents inside of their own folder. So you can go ahead and add any type of documents, including PDF documents, including any type of Word document or picture, anything you want to save. And the new zipForm Plus lets you save that right alongside your forms. It uses something called the Zip Vaults to do that, and it saves these files so that you can come back to them later on, and you can work with them online. You can email or fax forms and documents to share them with anybody. You can send PDF and zipForm documents for signatures using the e-sign button combined with DocuSign or ZipLogix Digital Ink. And you can use the Share button to share documents with somebody online by just sending them a link to view the documents. So that's Share, e-sign, and Send. We're going to use those in just a little bit after we've filled out a little information on our forms. So I've got these forms. I've added them, but they're still blank zipForm forms. It's time to click on a form. That opens it up in the form editing area, and I can begin filling it out. Now you can see my listing firm information is already filled out. That came from my template. That's one of the shortcuts in zipForm. And I can start typing any other information that I need. As you're typing information into your forms, on the left-hand side, if you go to a different form, that information will be copied into the other forms inside your file. So here in this sample lead paint disclosure, I can see the seller's information copied over. So it's exactly the same as in zipForm, except if you make a change and you switch to a different form, you'll notice right there at the top, it saves my changes. So the new zipForm Plus will save your changes as you move from form to form, as you go to the All Forms tab and click to add new forms. Everything is automatically saved to make sure you don't lose any of your work. So we've got those same shortcuts we've come to love in zipForm, and a few extra little enhancements here and there. Automatic saving. And we've added smart fields. Now, to show you these smart fields, I'm going to go back over to that sample listing contract. And here inside the listing contract, our first smart field is a date. Double-click on a date field to insert today's date. A little shortcut for you there. Or click once on a date field to pull up a calendar where you can actually click on the date that you'd like to use. Then we can go ahead and select the date, and it's inserted into the forms. Now, other number fields also have shortcuts built in. If you click on a pricing field, you're going to see a calculator. And you can click on the calculator to open up your mortgage calculator. So we put little shortcuts throughout your forms in zipForm to make it easier for you to fill out these forms and work inside the transaction. From your calculator, you can go ahead and insert any amount into the field just by clicking the Insert button there. And again, that's automatically formatted. Now, inside of our fields, we have another shortcut. The pencil button above a field will pull up the ability for you to insert a clause. Clauses are saved text and phrases. You can go ahead and click Insert to insert that into your transaction and into your forms. Also, using that pencil button, you can actually change the case. So you can make everything uppercase or lowercase, or capitalize the first letter of each word. So there are lots of shortcuts available for you inside of your zipForm forms. I encourage you to keep using the shortcuts you have become accustomed to. Some of them are up here as buttons now, right above the forms. Transaction information, for instance, that you can click that at any time to see a summary of what's going into your file, the property information, and the contacts on the left-hand side can be filled in using a zipForm address book. you can actually select a contact from the list to fill in that information. Click Save, and that contact information is copied into your forms. If you have access to MLS Connect, the MLS Connect button is visible here on Transaction Information, and it's also available right above your forms. Click on this house, and you can select your MLS, select your listing type, and choose whether or not you're importing that photo for your property. So that's a great way to get listing information into your file, or to use this index on the left to fill in contact information for your contacts inside the forms. Click Back to get back to the standard form view. And also from this form view, you'll have the Fast Fill button. Click Fast Fill at any time to strip away the form language, leaving you just the fields to fill out. You can enter in basic information, and that will be saved as part of your file, part of your forms. And each time you switch between Fast Fill and the form view, you're going to have your changes saved. Now we still have the other tools you've come to love. The highlighter and Strikeout, for instance, are available right here. You can see that even though we have these streamlined tool icons, you can still mouse over the tool to see what that tool is for. Now, there is a small change for highlighting or striking out text. You're going to actually click and drag to select the text first, and then click the Strikeout button. Same with highlighting. You're going to click and drag to select and click to highlight. A quick tip, if you double click, it'll select that word. Triple click, it'll select that line. Now, before we talk about sending to email or fax, or signing to connect to ZipLogix Digital Ink or DocuSign, I just want to point out there is a button for more. The ... button will take you to a few more tools, including your spell check. So these are tools that are used less frequently, like spell check, but can be very important. Also, our sticky notes are over here to create a new note for your forms. Just like in zipForm 6, notes can be included when emailing forms as a PDF, can be included when going through and downloading forms as a PDF, but notes will not print and will not be included when you are faxing or e-signing the forms. Now, our last step is the NA button. You can always click NA to autofill blank fields with NA or not applicable, just to show that they were intentionally left blank. Or click it again to remove the NA. Now, going back using that ... button, we can save our changes by clicking the Save button. You don't have to do that very often because of that auto-save every time you change your view or change your form, but it's handy to do from time to time. And once you save your forms, you can send. Click Send this form for the options to email or fax a single form. So you can choose to email or choose to fax as needed. Enter who you are sending this to, enter a subject line, and you'll notice that as I'm entering my message, down below I actually have my email. And this is an HTML email signature. And this signature can be customized inside of zipForm Plus. It can be customized through your profile. When we're ready, we can check the box to be copied, choose whether or not you are including those notes or attaching a fax cover sheet so someone could fax this document back to you, and then click Send Email to send this off. And that email is sent immediately from zipForm. But we can also send for signatures. Whether you are using DocuSign or ZipLogix Digital Ink, the e-sign button lets you send documents for signatures. Click e-sign and select what you'd like to send to be signed. Just click to add different forms. You can even add PDF documents if you have any, and then click and drag to actually place these in the order you'd like them to appear for signing. So you can change the order very easily. Then click Next to continue. On the next page, you will see the options to select who will be signing these documents. You can select people from the transaction. You can select people from your zipForm address book. Just make sure that you enter in what role this person will play before selecting them. And you can also select to add someone new to the list if needed. Click Done, and you'll see your list of signers. Just like the documents, you can click and drag to rearrange the signers. In fact, if you click and drag two signers on top of each other, they can sign at the exact same time. So you can make it so everybody signs at the exact same time if needed. Then you'll want to click Continue to ZipLogix Digital Ink, or if you've selected to use DocuSign, continue to DocuSign. When you continue, you'll be able to go through and confirm where people are signing and confirm they're signing the right documents before sending out this package of documents to be signed. Now, if you are using ZipLogix Digital Ink, once everyone has finished signing, then your packet of signed documents is going to come right back into your zipForm file, and it'll be a new folder inside your zipForm file that you can come back and reference as needed. So as you can see, there are lots of wonderful features inside the new zipForm Plus, and lots of opportunities for you as agents to go through and quickly and easily work inside your files and hopefully more efficiently fill out your forms. Now, I know we covered quite a bit in starting up that file and learning these new features. I just want you to start getting familiar with the new look and feel of zipForm Plus. Remember, you don't have to use it all the time right now, but it's a good idea to try it out. If you want to get back to familiar ground at any point in time, while you are in the new zipForm Plus, you can actually click back to zipForm 6 at any time. That will take you back to your transactions page on zipForm 6. We also have two unique features in the new zipForm Plus. Under Help, not only do we have training and education, so you can continue learning about the new zipForm Plus, but we also have the Help Desk Contact option. So at any point in time, if you're not sure how to continue, you can always click Contact the Help Desk, and that will reach our help desk immediately, and we'll be able to help you because it will have a quick picture of what operating system you're using and what browser you're using. So you can easily get help with the new zipForm Plus. We also have the feedback option. If you have any suggestions, if there's anything we can do to make your experience better in the new zipForm Plus, click Feedback and let us know. You can click Feedback at any time, and you can go ahead and send feedback directly to our development. Just click Report an Issue and type in your suggestion. On this feedback area, you're going to also see a list of the most recent improvements, in case you're curious. zipForm Plus continues to be updated based upon your feedback and comments from agents like yourself across the country. Now, one of the most recent changes is that when you're looking at your files, so let's go back, click that back button, look at our forms inside the file. If you want these forms to appear in a specific order, all you need to do is click Organize. That Organize button is new, and it's there to ensure that you can quickly and easily click and drag to rearrange your forms so that they appear in the order that works best for you. You can even organize folders. Click Save, and that will become the default display, the default sorting order for those documents and forms. So that's a brand new feature that came about thanks to suggestions from agents like yourself. We encourage you to go into the new zipForm Plus and start making suggestions. Now, if you need an excuse to go into zipForm Plus, if these new transaction features weren't enough, here's something you can do today. If you don't have a file you're working in or don't yet feel comfortable enough to even create a sample transaction, here's something you can do today that's easy, quick, and painless. Open the new zipForm Plus. Click on the Try zipForm Plus button, and then click on your name in the upper right-hand corner. Under your name, click Profile. From your profile, you can customize your information. That includes address information that prints at the bottom of your forms. And you can also customize your picture. Click on the photo to add your own photo to zipForm Plus. And those photos are included on your emails that are sent out to others. If you send somebody an email, it will include your photo, a photo of the property, and your email signature, which you can customize down here. Your email signature can have links, logos, and anything else like colors that you need in order to personalize your emails coming from zipForm. So, feel free to sign in to the new zipForm Plus and update your profile in order to customize how zipForm Plus looks and feels. Also, under this profile, you'll see the Libraries option. So you can actually put your libraries into the order that makes the most sense for you. The top library will be the default library that shows up on the All Forms tab, but you can always select all libraries or select to view a different one if you need to. Under the Libraries option, The settings let you choose whether you are using DocuSign or ZipLogic's digital ink. They let you choose your general options, like saving your files automatically every 15 minutes, in addition to the autosave whenever you add or change forms. And you'll even see other options, including all the way down at the bottom, a checkbox that you can click when you are ready to always sign in to zipForm Plus. Then, when you go to your screaltors.com website and you click to open zipForm, if you've checked off this box, you'll always come directly to zipForm Plus. So I know you might not be ready for that now, but I'd like to let you know that it's there. You don't have to check it off yet. Just make your changes and click Save to save those changes. And in a few seconds, you'll have updated your preferences and options for the new zipForm Plus. So remember, there have been many changes to zipForm. We've updated your home screen to make it easier to open and find and even start a file by clicking that plus sign. When you're inside of a file, your new zipForm Plus file lets you organize your documents and contracts together. And you'll be able to send them out together as well when emailing or even when sending for signatures. You can organize documents in folders, and completed signed documents will actually have their own folder inside the file once signing is complete. And just click on a form to open that form and begin filling out information. All of your same tools and shortcuts are available from that forms page, many of them as quick tools. These streamlined tool buttons keep your options open. They leave you more space for filling out your forms and give you more options inside of your transactions. Now remember, you can go in and you can personalize zipForm Plus as needed. You can personalize zipForm Plus in order to customize those personalized emails that come out from zipForm Plus and add your picture and your signature. You'll also see those emails are customized with the property photo that you can add when you start a transaction. So remember, you can have a custom, personalized experience inside of zipForm Plus. Now, this is the beta version of zipForm Plus, which means that we're still getting feedback from agents like you on features and functions that can make your life easier. So, there might be a few features that change from time to time. Whenever there's any significant update, we'll make sure to let you know right as you sign in. These changes are based on input from users like you. So, don't miss the opportunity to help make zipForm Plus the best software for filling out your forms and contracts. Let us know how we can help you have a better experience online working with your forms. Because in the end, we want to make it so that you spend less time filling out your contracts and more time working with your clients, more time out in the field. We want to make sure you are connected and you are able to go beyond the paperwork and work more professionally with anyone. So that brings us to the end of our zipForm Plus introduction. I hope you're as excited about it as I am. I hope you really go in there and take a look around, have some fun exploring, and let us know how you feel. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear your feedback and your input on zipForm Plus. Now you can also learn more at your association website, screaltors.org, or by visiting us at ziplogics.com/zipformplus.